What is going on, YouTube? Today is day 56 of uploading every single day in 2026. So, as you read the title, I am taking a break. Now, this does not mean I'm taking a break from YouTube. This is actually me taking a break from writing, or I should say editing my book. So, I wrote for over 3 years. I started writing on December 24th, 2022. And I wrote 4 books and over 1 million words, like 1.1 million words in my entire life. And that's a lot. Like, the Bible is like 770,000 words. Now, obviously, I'm not saying this is like absolute peak literature and every sentence is like perfect prose and it's so good. A lot of it's just yapping, but just the fact that I wrote that much is absurd. And I feel like I've hit a wall. So for most of those 3 years, if not like all of those, like every single day basically, I never really had fun writing. There was some times where it was fun, but usually the fun part was listening to music and just kind of seeing that progress, like seeing the word count go up, seeing the number go up, not really the act of writing. And a lot of it was just discipline, like just straight up discipline for 3 years. And it allowed me to do incredible things, 100%. But I've hit this wall where I don't really have any passion to write. Like, literally none. I've hit this wall where I'm burnt out. And I was burnt out like a year ago, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, I burned out after NaNoWriMo 2024, where I wrote 150,000 words in 28 days. And I didn't write. Like, I wrote like 10 or like 20,000 words in the next 4 months after that. And in June 2025, like, I was extremely burnt out, and I was like just so angry whenever I had to write. Like, I was just so irritated with writing that even writing like 200 words a day was just so like annoying, and it was just like, it felt impossible. It felt like dragging. Like, it's the feeling you get when you hear like nails scratching on a fucking chalkboard. It's just pain. And I feel like no amount of discipline can really, like, yeah, sure, discipline can get you through that, and it kind of did. Like, for my 4th book, I kind of pushed through that burnout. Like, I genuinely actually did, and I wrote 70,000 words in 7 days, and that is the craziest thing I've like ever done in my life. I'm gonna be honest, the most intense grind I've ever been on. And like, it genuinely required me to, I've said this a couple times, but I can't even explain just how insane it was. I went to bed at like 8 o'clock every night, and I woke up at 11:50, only like 3 hours and 50 minutes, and I started writing right at midnight every single day, except the last day. I started writing at midnight, and at like 3 a.m. I would have some Starbucks, some caffeine, and a Swiss roll. And I would basically write from midnight all the way to like 8 a.m. I would write like 10,000 words or like 8,000. I would sleep from like 8 or 9 to like, 1 or 2 or 3. And then 2 of those days I had work. So I had to work from like 3 to, I think it would have been like 8 o'clock. And then I got home and I would go to bed at like 8 o'clock, and then I would wake up at 11:50, and I would do the same exact thing, and it was literally just non-stop. Like, my sleep schedule is completely fucked. My fucking health was completely fucked. I hardly ate because I was just so locked in. Like, I just did not want to eat, because when I eat, I watch YouTube, and when I watch YouTube, I just keep scrolling, and usually, it just leads to like this rabbit hole of unproductivity. And so, and then also on the sixth day, I wrote 21,100 words that day. I basically did I wrote from midnight to like 10 a.m. Then I went, and that was like 10,000 words. And then from 10 a.m. to like 12:30, I slept. And then from like 12:30, like I literally woke up at 12:30 and I rolled out of bed and I went straight to my computer and just started typing. Or my iPad, actually. I was typing on my iPad at that point. And I just started typing. And I wrote another 11,000 words. It was absurd. I do not understand how the hell I did it, but I did it. And that gave me the momentum to finish my 4th book. But it also, and it set a new limit for me, but it also created, I don't know, it made me like strive or like want to be more intense, more extreme, but trying to keep that extremity is just extremely difficult, and it's not sustainable whatsoever. Like, not at all. Like, I'm surprised I even did that for a week straight. Like, it's insane. And basically, after I finished my 4th book on October 2nd, so Hell Week was in August 2nd to August 2nd to August 9th, and I finished the actual book on October 2nd, so like 3 months, or no, 2 months, 2 months after Hell Week, and I took a very long break. I started my second draft, like editing my first book on my birthday, January 9th. So like I took a 3-month break basically. And that's very nice. It was very, very nice. The first 2 months, I actually really wanted to get back into writing. I really wanted to dive back into my world. But December, I didn't really want to write. I honestly enjoyed the distance I had grown from writing. Like, it felt like it didn't have this control over me anymore. And I was enjoying doing other things in my life, like developing other skills, like LSATs at that time, or playing Geometry Dash. Like, I just got my laptop on December 6th, and I was playing like Bloodbath, and I beat 2 extreme demons. I beat Dora Dura and Sweater Weather, and also getting like more stars and just stuff like that. And that was very fulfilling to be doing other things other than just writing. And January was good, and I wrote, but I didn't take it that seriously. And then February, I wanted to start taking it more seriously. And the reason why I'm just gonna completely stop writing for now, and I'll explain like how I'll be doing that. Instead of just slowing down to like 100 words a day and still forcing myself, is because I feel like it would be the same in like June 2025 when I try to force myself to do 200 words a day, and I still just did not want to do that, and it just felt absurd. And 200 words is not that much. It literally would take like 10 minutes like to write that. But when you're in that stage of burnout, it feels like the weight is a burden on your shoulders. It's absurd. I don't recommend getting to that level of burnout. I really don't. And basically, I'm gonna quit. I'm not quitting writing. I'm just taking a break. I did not mean to say quit. I take that back. I'm taking a break, and I don't know how long this break will be. But basically, I'm going to take a break until I want to write again. I want to, like, Geometry Dash. There's a very similar parallel to this. When I quit Geometry Dash back in 2022 on December 9th, when I started this self-improvement, like the day 1, and then I went all the way to like day 1,000. That day 1... That's when I quit Geometry Dash, but before that, I wanted to be like this great Geometry Dash player, beat every rated level with all bronze and silver years coins, and it was like that for like 2.5 to 3 years, from like April 2020, and at first it was just to have fun, just to kind of, I was only in 6th grade, so obviously I didn't really know much about anything and how to be extreme and stuff, but like in 8th grade, I started developing more of that like identity towards Geometry Dash, and I wanted to be more extreme. But then eventually, it was just kind of consuming me, and it was taking over my life, and I completely turned against video games, and I said they were like bad. No one should be playing them. They're so bad for everyone. And while I do regret that, I also think it was a good stepping stone for how I currently live, and it showed me kind of what I don't want to be anymore, because I do not think like that whatsoever anymore, and I'm glad I don't, because oh my gosh, if I still thought like that, bro, I'd be such a cornball. So yeah, I quit, and then after like 200 days I did return, but I was still bouncing back from like one day I would say, oh, I'm going to be the best Geometry Dash player ever. Then literally the next day, or even that same day, later that day, I would just say like, I'm never playing video games again. And then I would say, oh, I'm going to be the best. I would just bounce back from these all or nothing extremes. And it took me like so long to just to allow myself to just have fun with the game, and to just have fun with life and hobbies in general. It took me so long to just find balance and allow myself to like be balanced. Like, it took me absurdly long. People kept telling me to just live a balanced life. My parents, people online, and I eventually came to it in my own terms, and I think that's the most important, because like if you just do things because other people told you to do them. Now, if it's like genuine advice and you're like humble, I was not humble then, and I still am working on that. I didn't really think, I think it felt like people were out to get me. They didn't want me to be great. I wanted to be great at something, and so I felt like I had to obsess over everything, like writing. I had to just obsess. I had to obsess over geometry. That's just the only way I can be successful in life. And I have completely like went away from that mindset in general, like just completely. I no longer think like that. I do think that some intensity is good, but sustainable intensity. And how do I there's certain seasons, like there's like challenges, I'm all for that, but constantly like doing these and always trying to one up yourself with these constant big challenges, that's where the problem starts to come. And I think what I want to do more is I just want to like completely push away those challenges and just do consistent daily habits rather than those challenges. And that is why I'm going to be taking a break from writing, because it just doesn't feel authentic, and I'm burnt out, and I don't want to, I want to challenge myself, but I want to challenge myself with things that feel authentic and that at least feel fun and give me fulfillment. And so these things, right now Geometry Dash is one of those things. And so it's cool, and I think that taking this break from writing, eventually I want to write again. Just based off the Geometry Dash pattern, and look at it now, like I have never made this much progress in Geometry Dash, at least skill-wise, also because I have a laptop now, but just in general, I've never made this much progress in Geometry Dash, even though back then I tried to obsess, but now I'm just trying to just have fun, and I'm having fun and making more progress. And I think that is what writing will become once I just distance myself from the extreme mindset. And after a couple of months or even a year, I really don't know how long the break will be, I'll come back to writing and editing my book, and it'll feel fun, it'll feel a lot lighter, and it'll feel doable, and it'll feel fulfilling. And that is, and the most important thing is it will feel authentic. And so, yeah, in the meantime, I want to develop other skills. Like Geometry Dash is like one of the bigger ones, I would say. Then calisthenics, I want to get into an apprenticeship. I was like either carpentry or like ironworking. Like ironworking sounds cool because it's like the structural steel framing, but I don't know if I'll be able to get into that. Carpentry is like also because like I low-key want to move like to Europe, and in Europe they do not have, like, they really don't build out of wood, and so I want to like use metal or even like stonemason. Sounds kind of cool. I don't know, I'm still thinking about that stuff, but also like drawing or learning a language and stuff like that. So and who knows, maybe completely new things as well, completely different things from what I just listed. And that's fine, because like I'm allowing myself to explore different hobbies and just different things in general in life, and that is what is important to me as of right now, and that's what's authentic to my life. And so if I tried to live like this 3 years ago, it just wouldn't have been authentic. So that's why I don't really regret living how I did 3 years ago. I mean, that's just how authenticity was back then for me. And that's what you have to kind of figure out for your own life. You just have to figure out what is authentic for you. And we can all help each other. Obviously, we don't have to just like all isolate, and I need to work on that, like not isolating myself. Just because like, oh, I need to figure my life out before I can have any friends. That's not how it works. We're all into this together, society as a whole. Every single culture has similar problems. We're all human, and I think that makes us special, and it's really cool. But yeah, so I'm taking a break from writing, and honestly, at first I was kind of scared to think about that, because like I had this like whole 30-book vision and like this long-term dream that would take me like my entire lifetime, and it's still possible to have that vision and that dream, but it's also possible to have that without obsession. But right now, I just have that obsession and that obsession mindset towards writing, and that's why I need to distance myself from that way of writing and thinking. So, and I did that with Geometry Dash, and it took a while, but I eventually got there, and I still have like sometimes I want to like really lock in on Geometry Dash and become the next Zoink, but I think like that sometimes, but I don't really put that to action. Like, I don't just start grinding, or at least I don't try to, go on some massive grind or whatever. Just have fun and progress slower than I might want to, but at a sustainable pace, and that's what's most important. So anyways, that's enough for me ranting. I hope you guys have a great day. That is it for today, day 56 of my of uploading every single day in 2026. Hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget to follow your dreams. Bye.